Hello, I'm Raghavendra Shukla and you are watching Zee Business. Today we are joined by a special guest, Dinesh Sharma, who is Vice President of Commercial PC of ASUS India. Today we are going to talk about how AI has been emerging in this sector and how AI can be helpful in commercial segment for the laptops. Thank you, Dinesh, for joining us.
Thank you.
So first of all, ASUS has launched AI-powered laptop for commercial segment.
Yes.
Tell us something about it and why it is so important.
Thank you for this opportunity. Really appreciate. Basically, we've launched the latest ASUS ExpertBook P5 in the Indian market today. We've unveiled it, and it is one of the most powerful AI PCs. Okay, that you can have in your hand. Okay, right now available, for usage. Now, AI PCs are going to be very transformational for the business PC customer market. Okay, because if you remember, like a couple of years back, we had smartphones coming in. Let's say around 2000, maybe around 2008, 2009, we had the smartphone revolution which came in.
Yes.
And once smartphone came in, what really changed? Okay, is the way you could use your applications. The way the applications, the power of the applications which came to a phone, which could be custom and sent to you, was the key differentiation out there. But when it now comes to AI PCs, the key differentiation is going to be what those applications can do on the PC, which are already there. So even let's say if you are an Excel user, but let's say if you want some new functionalities, new capabilities, which are much more smarter and easier for you to use. Okay, that is something that is going to be enabled, okay, on the AI PC. So the same application that you may be using will become much more smarter, much more intuitive. You just can give it commands more easily, and it can do a lot more work for you on its own, rather than you doing it manually. Now this is going to be very transformational. Not only are the existing applications going to be able to do a lot more on the PCs, but even your applications, there will be newer applications, okay, which will come onto the play, which might be specific to your use case. So let's say if you're a journalist, there will be applications which will be very much designed for you. If you're a lawyer, there might be very applications which are designed for you. For example, if you take a use case of a lawyer, let's say a lawyer is preparing for a certain case and he wants references of all the past judgments, okay, which are relevant to that particular case. Today he has to really, kind of search for it, maybe, or he might be knowing it, but he still has to do certain more manual work. What if, you have a tool in AI which, gets the context of the case document on its own and is able to recommend all the judgments that you should refer to, making your task much more easier as a lawyer, right? Now, these kind of capabilities come to the platform. Now, of course, in the business space, there are going to be two types of AIs, right? So one is going to be cloud-based and one is going to be, on your machine. Now, why on the machine is also a game changer, very important, because you might not want all your data to go to the cloud. For example, take the example of this lawyer that we just spoke about. They might not want that client confidential case details that they have to go on a cloud. Okay, they might not feel comfortable with that. So they will want that to happen on their PC.
Yes.
And for that, you need NPUs, you need advanced GPUs, to be able to take care of that AI processing, which is done differently, by the way, than what a sequential compute or a parallel compute that the GPU does is used, right? And therefore, you need that AI PC capability, and therefore, this is going to be transformational, for the business market.
And what kind of future you see for the AI laptops? Because we have been seeing AI in smartphones for long.
Yeah.
And someone recently commented that AI is being now abused in smartphones. So what kind of market do you see for the AI powered laptops in commercial segment?
I've managed smartphones myself, right?
Yeah.
For a very long period of time, and the top brand in India.
True.
Okay. So I understand the contextual difference. And also we do manage smartphone right now at ASUS as well. So the point I just want to say is that at the end of the day, when you are talking about innovation, how do you really talk about it? Do you talk about it meaningfully, or you use it or you abuse it, just to try and say, okay, I have something different more, I have something different more. So it depends upon the brands and the app developers. But like realistically speaking, when it comes to PCs, it's a far more serious device. You do it for your content creation for work generally, or studies, or whatever, gaming as well. But point I just want to make is that there's a lot of scope for very serious and meaningful AI impact to happen on PCs, because as I gave you some use cases, it impacts your work.
Yes.
It is not like you just take a photo and there will be some AI photo capability which will enhance the photo. Fine. As a user, you're getting some benefit on a smartphone, right? But here, if let's say you are working on a large amount of data in Excel, and you want analytics and you want trends to come out of it, or you want certain suggestions for the kind of charts that should be utilized in your presentation to be automatically recommended. You might not be knowing certain functions to use in Excel, right? Advanced Excel functions, and that can become very much easy for you. You don't need to know the function, you don't need to know the syntax of that function. You just need to say that I want this to happen, and it happens, right? It makes a profound difference to your productivity and your life if that happens. And that is what difference is going to happen on the PC.
And one very important factor is that how affordable that features will be for the mass.
Okay.
What will be the price segment, and do you really think it will, or ASUS will democratize AI in this particular commercial market?
See, like every new latest processor tech which comes in, which enables this capability, right, on the machine, initially they're always expensive.
True.
Right? Because a lot of R&D investment goes in, they come more in the high-end segment, and the processing capability is much more superior, correct? So it's initially more expensive. But as it happens with all technology, over a few years, it kind of the cost comes down drastically. And personally, what I feel is that Indians, especially, like we are always wanting the best tech that our money can buy. So if we are going to be putting X amount of rupees on the table, and we are going to get better, we have a scope to get better technology, we will not compromise as Indians. We'll go for that better technology. So as the cost of AI processors would come down, you will see more and more people adopting it for sure. App developers will see, okay, now more people I have a very large install base of machines here, so I'm going to do more AI application development, more resources I'm going to put on developing my application to enhance on AI functionality. And if you see, the global trend on that is very strong already.
Yes.
I think all the app developers, even on a smartphone today, like if you look at WhatsApp, now it's got so many AI capabilities.
Yeah.
Correct. So point I'm trying to tell you is that it's not just what manufacturers are going to do, but it's also what app developers are going to do, what even OEMs like us, like today you saw the ASUS AI expert meet solution, right? Now that itself transforms the meeting experience that you're going to have, online meeting experience that you have. So point I'm just trying to make is that such kind of transformative stuff, which really impacts your productivity, makes your life easier. Just imagine at the end of the meeting today, by using the new ASUS ExpertBook P5, I don't need to make meeting notes.
Yeah.
It'll all capture it on its own. It'll create the full transcript of the meeting if I want. It'll create a meeting summary on its own. I don't need to sit and capture the minutes. I'll be more focused on understanding what somebody is trying to tell me. Because when I multitask in a meeting, I'm making notes and listening to somebody and trying to make out, I might miss out on something in the meeting. But now this will happen on its own, and my time. After that, I have to write an M1 and let's say send it to somebody. Here it will write the minutes of the meeting and give it to me. So my time got saved. I can do much more with my time with the saving that I do. And with ASUS, we are giving that AI Expert Meet application free of cost, okay, with ASUS ExpertBook P5. So point I'm just trying to tell you, it's transformative.
What kind of growth prospect in terms of number? Is there any number which shows that AI-powered laptops are going to be future, and what kind of growth numbers you have in your mind, or any target that you have guys set for the commercial laptops powered by AI?
See, I'll be very honest, in fact, the growth potential is enormous because the tech is already developed now.
Yes.
So, you have the, SoC, okay, system on chip, right? Already developed with GPU, NPU, and CPU together. So earlier, the components that were there in our SoC on the laptop or the smartphone, right, is only GPU and CPU, correct? Now you have GPU, CPU, and NPU together, which has already been developed, it's been fabbed, it's been rolled out, it's been technologically stabilized. So all that we need to do is democratize it, which will anyway happen in the technology life cycle, right? As the technology matures, it becomes cheaper, and therefore more people are able to afford it, and therefore we clearly see that this is becoming a huge trend for the future.
Thank you, Dinesh, for all the insights. It was pleasure talking to you, and
Same
thank you
here.
so much.
Thank you.